Hey everyone, I'm Jazzy and I'm from Marrickville Youth Resource Centre. I've been with MYRC since about January full time. I was around for about 2 years as a casual, but I've been the caseworker now for about 6 months. But in my spare time, I like to do art and craft. So I've been asked to do these videos for the holiday program. Unfortunately, we are in lockdown right now because of COVID-19, but there's no reason why we can't do something fun together. So the first project I'm going to do with you guys is paper crane origami fairy lights. They're super easy and all you have to do is learn how to make origami cranes, which I'll be teaching today. What you also need is fairy lights. I think these were like $3-4 from Kmart, maybe $3.50 or something. It's 3 meters in length and it has 31 LED bulbs and it takes 3 AA batteries. So you will also need some AA batteries for this. These fairy lights also I think come in 5 meter and 10 meter lengths. You'll have more lights if you want to do it that way. Another thing you will need is origami paper, like this or like this. You'll notice that these are quite thin paper. You can kind of see through them a little bit. This is also quite thin paper. You want to have paper for this project that's quite thin, a little bit transparent if possible. That's just so that you can see a nice vibrant light come through once you put the paper crane on the light, which we'll go through eventually. But if you use paper like this or like this, it can still look pretty. But you won't be able to see the light as well through it. You can still kind of see it, but it looks better if it comes out of paper like these. Another item that you will need in this selection is a paper trimmer. These are quite cheap. They're from, you can get them from Daiso or Kmart for a few dollars. And then you will also need craft glue. This stuff. So this is craft glue. This one says caution, keep out of reach of children. That's because this one has stuff in it that's not good for kids. You can get cheaper craft glue, but I do suggest getting craft glue and not something like super glue or PVA, only because craft glue is cool in the fact that it's got a bit of flexibility in it. So if you knock the cranes or if you're trying to like wrap them around something, like other glues are quite rigid and they don't have a lot of flexibility, so it just tends to pop off. You might notice my cat move around behind me. I'm sorry, that's Raven. He's really lovely. Also my dog might start barking in the background, so sorry about that too, but I can't do much about that. So I guess we can get started. So the first thing you're going to do is make a selection. So we're going to use a little bit of maths here. We need 31 bulbs. This paper is way too big, but I found that if you divide the paper into 4, it's the perfect size. So most origami paper comes in 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters square. Like that's what a lot of the origami paper comes in. So you want to halve it and then halve it again to create a piece of paper about this size. And so that way it'll be a good size for putting on the wire later. This is what the wire looks like, and this is what it looks like on. Ta-da! I'm gonna choose 8 pieces of paper and cut them into 4 and be back with you in a minute. Thanks. Hey everyone, I'm back. As you can see here, I've already cut a few of the pages. The tissue paper does tend to like rip a little bit, but it's fine. It still looks great. It's still a square. That's what you want. So I guess I was just going to explain a few things. So I find the easiest way to do this is to actually fold the top piece that you're going to cut into 4 and create a bit of a crease line that you can go off of. Now, most paper cutters do have rulers on them, and you can see that mine does. But you'll find that they're not always super accurate. Like this one, for instance, starts at number 3, which leads you to believe that this line here might be number 1 centimeter or 0 centimeters, but it's not. So it doesn't, the halfway point doesn't always equal up to 7.5, which is what you need to cut it. So I actually find that the easiest way to find center is to press it into 4 ways, so that you have a crease line and you follow that instead. So then I like to do no more than 4 pieces of paper at a time. So you just make it a nice even square, then slide the paper in, and then find your center line. Make sure it runs along the groove. So mine now runs from here to here, and press that down. If you're using tissue paper, which is kind of what this is, like it's a little see-through and stuff, be gentle with it, because it can rip a bit. Here's one I ripped earlier. If you're using this paper, which is the thin one, but it's a little sturdier, so it's less likely to rip. But basically you don't need to push down super hard, especially at the start. You just want to kind of go along and just tap away at it, and just do a little bit at a time. Don't go fast, it's not a race. Take your time, enjoy it. Yeah. And you, my friends, will have a perfect edge like that. Just, yeah, don't rush it. That's all my advice is. Then go in the other direction. Again, lining up your center folds. I know what I said. And then again, just kind of tap away at it. Go slowly. Just don't try and do it all in one move. Just go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And then perfection. There's a little bit of a tear, but not enough to cause concern. And you won't even notice it once you start. Look at my pretty colours. Yes, I did choose the colours of the rainbow. You do only need to make 31 of these. So you may have a few extra pieces laying over. That's fine. Try and mix it up as much as possible. I'm just going to fold this whole batch and then get to it. The first thing you're going to do is make some fold lines. There's a lot of repetition in origami. It's pretty much all repetition. So what you're going to do is fold this way, then unfold it, then fold it this way. So the next fold you will do is like this, and then you will unfold it again. So now you have straight line, straight line, straight line. These are all going in the same direction. Now you're going to do something a little trickier and fold a straight line, but having it go the opposite way. So now you have straight line, straight line, straight line, and then one in the opposite direction. And what you're going to do is, it's a bit like a pop, and it'll go like that. So you want it to be folding and looking a bit like this. Do you see? Do you see? It's like a diamond. There's like a diamond thing going on there, and then an inverted diamond thing going on there. Cool. Fold these lines in. Fold those lines in till you have like this. See? All I did was I had this flat, then I folded all the lines in so that it was like this. I just followed the natural curve of the lines. When it was like this, I just followed the natural curve of the lines until I had this. Cool. Now the reason you do this is because you do the lines and you do all the repetition first, is because it makes it easier for the next step. So we still have a line here in the middle. You can see it a bit, yep, from that angle, sure. There we go. That makes it easier to see the next bit, which is we're going to grab this corner. So you'll notice that there's like a bit of there's an opening on this end and a closed end here. You want to grab a corner and fold into the center so that it makes like a kite kind of thing. But you want to fold into the center with a square bit at the top all the way down to the bottom to the end that opens up. And then you will do the other side until you definitely have a kite. And then you'll notice you have a square, a triangle at the top when it's closed, and a point at the bottom. Now you want to do this, like this is a bit of an expert mode, but whatever. You want to do this with the tiniest of gap in between the two folds. So don't make the folds all the way into the center, but you should know where the center fold is, and then you just want to fold in and then have the tiniest gap. That'll make the next section a little easier. If you don't have that little gap, don't worry, it's not a big deal. Like if you fold it the way into the center, you can still do it. I just find that with that tiniest of gaps, it's a little easier. Then you turn it around and you do the other side. So in the end, you'll have a diamond, or whatever, a kite. It's more like a kite. So here we go, you have a kite. Now what you're going to do is you're going to open up the kite and then open it all the way up, and now you have like a duck bill, so it goes quack quack quack. Anyway, sad duck bill. Now you want to open up your duck bill, fold the out of mouth inwards. Again, you're just following the lines. So did you see that? This is open and this is closed. So you're just pushing that in, pushing that in until it's all in, and then it opens up like that. So this is what it looks on the other side. This is what it looks like on the other side still. And now this is what it looks like on this side. Make sense? Alright, now I'll go over it again. You open these two flaps you make your duckbill, quack, quack, quack. And then open it up, push that in, push that in, and then this is where you have your diamond. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Alright. Now you have a diamond. And you'll notice that this diamond has legs. Yeah. Alright. What you want to do is you want to make these legs skinnier. See, legs. And so the way you're going to do that is you're going to grab so you want to open this up a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little. Grab one side of that. Fold it over. And then you have a half a skinnier leg. This opens up and this is folded over. So we're going to do the other side now. And now this leg is completely skinnier than that leg. So, see? And that is because we folded this over. Ooh. It's like this, and now it is like this. Now you're going to do it with the other side too. Until eventually both legs are now the same size. See? And now you have a diamond that looks more like this. Now the next bit's a bit tricky and people do tend to struggle with it a bit. So the next bit is we're going to grab this, so the inside of the leg. So this little bit here that's the inside of the leg. And what you want to do is you want to grab it and just pull it up to here and then fold it back in on itself until it looks like this. So I'll go over that again. Watch what I do because people get confused on this one. I'm just opening it up a little, kicking the leg up into this part and folding it in like this. Is that starting to look like a paper crane to you? You want to do the same thing with the other side. So open up so when you have it like this, you open up between here, with this part, here, and you kick the leg up until it's all the way up, and then fold it in. And now you have a paper crane. So what you want to do is move it like this, move it like that, so now it's like a little bit like that, and then you're going to just fold the head down a little bit until you have this. Hey, look, it's a paper crane. Then you can open the wings up. So when you open the wings, you want to be like pressing really slightly on the base here. And as you spread the wings, you'll see that it opens up. And so you have like a box. And you need that box because that's where the light's going to go. And then you'll notice at the bottom there's an opening. Ooh. Yeah, at the bottom you'll see there's an opening. And that's where the light's going to go. So you go in here and the light comes out here. And that is how we're going to make our paper cranes. And you do it this way so that there's an opening where the light can go into and a box that the light can come out of. So I'm going to make another 30 of these and I'll be back. I have now created 31 paper cranes. See? And here's another 10. Yeah, that's all 31 of them. Alright, now that I have done that, which took more time than I'd like to admit, paper cranes are a great activity to do while you are watching TV or something, because you can kind of just tune out and just keep folding and folding and folding. So now we're going to get our fairy lights. And what we're going to do is you're actually going to fold the fairy lights over and create a bit of a lump. So, because what you're going to need is something to put into the fairy light. So the end piece is probably the weirdest one. So you're just going to fold it over a couple of times until you have like a bit of a lump. Yeah. And then what you want to do is every time that there's a fairy light, you're gonna fold it and twist so that eventually you'll have this. And this is why it's important to get wire fairy lights, because you can create this twist bubble. And what this is this will go into the crane and hold it in place along with the glue. But you want that, so that's what you want. It's important also, if you want to keep this even, to always fold from the top of the light towards the end. Otherwise your cranes end up looking a little lopsided. But you just want to twist it 3 times basically. There's the second one. So you fold it in half and then twist, twist, twist. And there you go. So fold in half and twist, twist, twist. You fold in half and twist, twist, twist. And you just keep going along until you've done all 31 of them, which I'll do quickly. Nearly there. Last one. Twist, twist, twist. Alright. So we now have a bunch of little knobs. See, see, see. All the way down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our glue. Remember, craft glue. You want craft glue so it's flexible. And you're just going to put teensy bit of it on. It's literally just a small little glob. I don't know if you can see properly. It gets a bit blurry up close. And then you're going to grab one of the cranes, open it up a little. Just put it between your 2 fingers and open it up a little. Remember the little hole from earlier? I don't know if you can see well on that one. Actually, there we go. You'll see a little hole in there. And then you hold it between your 2 fingers. And this bit can be a little bit finicky. You just put it in and it's done. Like that, see? And because you've put the glue on it, it's hit the top here and it'll just hold it in place. But also because of the loop, that'll also, like the little lump, it'll also hold it in place a bit further. because I'm Chaos Incarnate, I'm not going to do it in order. I'm just kind of going to shove them wherever I feel like it. So I'm just going to try and make sure that no two coloured crayons are next to each other. And I guess you guys can watch as I do that. See, people say to me, oh, your stuff is so pretty, I could never do that stuff. You can all do this stuff. It's so easy. It's just about repetition. Okay guys, I'm finished. So now we have the paper crayons. And as you notice, all the colours are kind of jumbled up together because I think that looks nicer. Whee! They're so pretty. Alright, so are you ready to see it in action? Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. So now you know how to make paper crane fairy lights. Super easy, super lovely, it's cheap to make, and you can make it too. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be seeing you guys at MYRC in the new term. Hopefully we're all out of lockdown soon. Bye! Catch you on the flip side, don't party too hard.